We're going to look at all the sounds that the letter A can make. The pattern that we're establishing here will be the same for all the other vowels in the alphabet. So we'll do the sounds of A, and then the script will tell you how to do the sounds of the rest of the vowels. I'll run this lesson as if you're my student, so be prepared to write some things down. Find a blank page in your exercise book and entitle it Vowels. How many vowels in the word vowels? There are two, right? The OW can be classed as one vowel, and this is a digraph, which we'll be coming to later. And the E is also another vowel. So we have two. But there's a problem in that in many accents of English, the word vowels is a one-syllable word. And this is because the two vowels are close together, and so they collapse into one another in many of the accents of English. For me, it's a distinct two-syllable word, vowels. But for many people in Australia, it's not. And that's absolutely fine, as long as we observe that collapsing phenomenon. Anyway, back to the vowels in the alphabet. What's the first vowel in the alphabet? That's right, it's A. So skip a line underneath your title, and in the middle of the next line, write the letter A. We're going to show all the sounds that the letter A can make by writing some example words. The first and most common sound that A makes is A. And the example word that we're going to write is bat. Write it on the next line. Underline the vowels in bat. How many vowels did you underline? One, right? So how many syllables are there in bat? One. The next sound that A makes is its name, A. The example word is basin. Write that down next to bat. Underline the vowels in basin. How many vowels did you underline? Two. So how many syllables are there in basin? Right, again, there are two. But we're going to look at why A says its name here. The first syllable in the word is bay. Now we split the word at this point because when breaking words in English as mature readers and spellers, our minds automatically tend to start syllables with consonants. And this has been shown by using nonsense words such as tasin or zasin, and people will tend to start syllables with consonants, or they'll try to. The question is, in the first syllable, is the vowel at the end or at the beginning? And it's at the end. So here's the rule. A will say its name, A, at the end of a syllable. Vowels never say their name for no reason. There's always something making the vowel say its name. In this word, it's as if the letter A is on the edge of a cliff, and without a consonant to support it, it falls off and shouts its name, A, as it falls. Draw an arrow underneath the letter A to show it falling off the cliff, and now write down the rule. Rule. When A is at the end of a syllable, it says its name. People will say that the I in basin is making the A say its name, but that's an observation that has very limited application. In words like paper, for instance, people will say it's the E. Now, E only does that when it's at the end of a word. It doesn't jump over consonants and make vowels say their names in the middle of words or inside words. So the rule that is much more applicable here is that the vowel is at the end of the syllable and says its name. And it's true for all the vowels in the alphabet. So what you're going to do is introduce all the rest of the vowels in the alphabet using this pattern shortly. But let's return to the sounds of A. Briefly, between you and me, the letter A can also make other sounds. It has A, it has A, and these are its most common sounds, but it can also say ah, like in the word bath. So we'll write the word bath next to it. Again, I say bath, but you say bath. So write the word bath next to the word basin. The next sound that A makes is or, like the word ball. And again, A is affected by that consonant L afterwards. I've struggled for many years to work out which rules to include as rules and which are just observations. And we're going to stop at vowels saying their names. That's a very fundamental rule. The other observations about consonants affecting vowels will take us up paths that we don't need to go in order to give the basics of spelling. So we have ball, And then next to ball, we will write swan, because A also says O, and that does happen after W. But again, we're not going to enshrine that in a rule right now. So now you have that top line, and your students will have to leave space for own work, as you'll see in the notebooks. And then it's time to deal with the next vowel, the letter E. But those scripts are there for you to introduce those lessons.